Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. So here we are for the lesson number 2 of the week. Today our topic would be suitable verbs. In this particular topic, under this particular topic, we're going to talk about the types of or the forms of the verbs and how can they be put into sentences and what is the possible answer of the questions. My dear students, this is an important question. If we talk about in terms of board examination, in board, this question has a significant part. This appeared every year in your examination. So I'm looking forward to the understanding of this topic. I have set 9 rules for this particular topic. If you can understand all the particular rules, I am guaranteeing you over right now that you would understand it, you would apply it, and you will get whole marks, inshallah, 5 out of 5. So my dear students, if we talk about the objective of the lesson, today we have 2 objectives. As a student, as a teacher, we have to analyze what are objectives. After this lesson, my dear students, all of you will be able to apply suitable form of the verbs in sentences and practice and analyze different forms of verbs. So this would be our main concern of the lesson. My dear students, as I have told you, this question has 5 marks. In exam, it has appeared in question number 4, grammar part, 8 questions, 8 sentences being given to you, and out of 8 you have to answer 5. So this is the reason this question is very important and this topic is very important, and this is very simple as well. After the lesson you will realize that this is an easy topic to understand. So if we talk about the first rule of applying suitable form of the verb, this would be universal truth. What is universal truth? Universal truth talk about in terms of universality, in terms of truth everywhere. If I talk about universal truth, the sunset in the west. It is true to in every part of the world. Nobody can say that the sun set in the east. It always sets in the west. So this is universal truth. Now if you see the universal truth, if in your sentence you have to use present indefinite tense, you immediately have to jump to present indefinite tense. I'm not going to discuss present indefinite tense. You have to go back to present indefinite tense and learn some of the rules of present indefinite tense. But for the sake of this lesson, whenever you see the universal truth in the sentence, you have to apply present indefinite tense. So the sunset in the west, this is universal truth. You have to use present indefinite tense, and since we have a singular subject, we have to put s or es with the verb. So we have applied s with the set, so it will become the sun sets in the west. So this is the first rule. I hope it is clear to you. If we can move forward to rule number 2, this is an easy and comprehensible rule. If you see the continuous type of an action in the sentence, for example, eat, and there's a word behind it, was. So was reflecting it that this is the part of past continuous tense. So if you see the continuous type of an action, you have to apply either present continuous tense or past continuous tense. This is one thing you need to be very careful for this, and you need to keep it in your mind. So if you see the continuous type of action in the sentence, you have to apply ing form of the verb. And there is another way this question appeared in the exam, this sentence appeared in the exam. The examiner write is, are, am, was, were, will be and shall be in the sentence, and ask you to use the form of the verb. So with was, we have to apply ing form. So it will become the doorbell rang and I was eating. So with is rm, with the was and were, with will be and shall be, you have to apply ing form. This is an easy one. What you need to do is you have to see the helping verbs used in the sentence. So this there it is, was. So with was, with is rm, with were, with will be, with shall be, you have to use ing form. We are moving forward to the rule number 3, that is conditionality. My dear students, in the last week we have studied conditional sentences, and I hope that you have understood it, because it's not an easy job to understand conditional sentences, but they are easy if you are giving your 100% attention. So if you have understood conditional sentences in the last week, I hope it will not be complex for you. So what you need to do is, and how it appears in the exam, writer use such kind of things. So if I go out, I will turn off the TV. So as I have told you in the last week, if there is a future indefinite tense, it should be first conditional sentence. In first conditional sentence, the if clause must be in present indefinite tense. So it will remain like, if I go out, I will turn off the TV. That is what you need to do. The main thing what you need to do right now for this rule, you have to learn conditional sentences. You need to go back to the the lesson number 4 of the last week, and you will understand it, inshallah. Similarly, it can be other way around. The if clause can go at the end and the independent clause can go at the start. Similarly, I help you with your homework if I can. So this is present indefinite tense. You have to apply future indefinite tense in the independent clause. So it will become, I will help you with your homework if I can. You can use shall over here as well. So this is the conditional sentence rule. Whenever you see there is an if clause, you have to apply conditionality, and according to the structure of the sentence, you have to apply zero conditional, first conditional, second conditional, and third conditional. My dear students, if you learn conditional sentence, your half of your worry of exams can be gotten rid of. So please give importance to this conditional sentence. It has complexity. It has, if you give your 100% attention, it will be easy for you, inshallah. So here we are for the rule number 4, the use of adverb. This is an easy part of the using of suitable verbs. So if you see adverbs such as everyday, always, nowadays, usually, the spelling of usually is incorrect over here, I guess, often, seldom. So if you see all these adverbs in your sentences, you have to use present indefinite tense. All these adverbs require present indefinite tense in the sentence. So there is always over here, so always predicts that you have to use present indefinite tense again. So with singular subject, you have to use s with the verb. So it will become, he always speaks the truth. So this becomes very easy for you. What you need to see is to see the adverbs. If there is from these adverbs, if there is one adverb in the sentence, you have to use present indefinite tense. If you can move forward, the adverbs such as now, this particular adverb refers to present continuous tense in the sentence. So if you see this word now, it means you have to use present continuous tense, and in present continuous tense there is am helping verbs, and you have to use ing form. So it will become the boy is writing an essay now. Because of this now, we have used present indefinite tense in the sentence. So this is the correct form. This is what you need to do in your paper in board examination. So if you see the word now, you have to use present continuous tense accordingly. So if you talk about the next rule, that is also the use of verbs. There is two adverbs. There are two adverbs. For example, yesterday and ago. If you see these two words in the sentence, you have to use past indefinite tense. What you need to do, if you see these two words, yesterday and ago, there is a dire need to put past indefinite tense in the sentence. So for example, I purchased a flat only a month ago. In the option, there will always be a first form of the verb. You have to mold it according to the tense. So it will become, I purchased a flat only a month ago. So in past indefinite, if we talk about simple sentence, in past indefinite tense, it particularly has second form of the verb. So in simple sentences of past indefinite tense, you have to use second form of the verb with the subject. So it will become, I purchased a flat only a month ago. Similar is the case of yesterday. I speak to my mother yesterday. You have to use past indefinite tense. So it will become, I spoke to my mother yesterday. Now if there is a negative sentence of past indefinite tense, because usually students struggle when there is a negative sentence of past indefinite tense, what it will be like, it will be like, I not speak, in the brackets there will be not speak to my mother yesterday. What you need to do here, if such kind of question appears in the exam, so you have to use negative sentence of past indefinite tense. And in negative, interrogative, double interrogative, you have to use did as a helping verb and plus not. So it will become did not, then the speak would remain the speak, because with did we have to use first form of the verb. So we have learned two rules simultaneously. The one is you have to use yesterday and ago. If they are in the sentence, you have to use past indefinite tense, and in past indefinite tense, simple sentence, you have to use second form of the verb, just like over here. But if it is like not speak, negative sentence or interrogative sentence, you have to use did and first form of the verb. So it will, for example, I not speak to my mother yesterday, it will become, I did not speak to my mother yesterday. So I hope it is clear to you. So if you can move forward to rule number 6, the perfective aspect. Now there are some adverbs which demonstrate to you that you need to use present indefinite, past perfect tense or present perfect tense. So the words are, if there are words already and before. If you see these two words, before and already, if they are in the sentence, you have to use perfect tense, either it's present or past. So he already drinks lots of water, so it will become, he already has drunk lots of water, or he already had drunk lots of water. So this is what you need to do. So if these two words are in the sentence, you have to use present perfect tense or past perfect tense. So similar is the case in the second sentence, the bus stop before we stepped out. In the last week we have worked on past perfect tense. So similar is the case in past perfect tense. What we need to do is, if there's a word before, what you need to do, you have to jump to past perfect tense to change it into suitable, by applying suitable verbs. For example, the bus had stopped before we stepped out. This is the correct form. You should use past perfect tense over here because of the past indefinite in the second clause. So this is first clause, the bus had stopped, and the second part is before we stepped out. So this is the second part. Since the second part is in past indefinite, you have to use past perfect. You cannot go to present perfect. So if you see before in the sentence, you have to use past perfect, and if you see already, you can apply both present perfect or past perfect. Now it's looking easy to you, but my students, if you do not know the nature of tenses, present indefinite, present continuous, if you do not have any information for of them, you cannot apply it in the sentence. This is one, you are learning the rules, how to use suitable verbs, which suitable verbs, but the information of tenses is required there, and that would be the basic to learn these rules of using suitable verbs. So if we can move forward to rule number 7, this is easy. If you see the word such as tomorrow or a word like next day, you have to use future indefinite tense. In future indefinite, we use will or shall and plus first form of the verb. If there is I and we, first person pronoun, we have to use shall, otherwise we have to use will. And these are the two helping verbs used in future indefinite tense, and always use first form of the verb in future indefinite tense. So it will become will and first form of the verb, or shall plus first form of the verb. So if you see these two words, tomorrow or next day, you have to go to future indefinite tense, and this is the introduction of future indefinite tense. So similarly, Salma write a letter to her mother tomorrow. So the moment you have seen this word tomorrow, you have to use future indefinite. I have told you with I and we you have to use shall, and otherwise you have to use will. So this is not I and we, this is the name of someone, Salma, so it should have will. Salma will, I'm sorry, there is a wrong word over here, it shouldn't be there. Salma will write a letter to her mother tomorrow. So this would be a correct sentence. If you can move forward to the next, this would also be easy. The use of since and for. This is rule number 8, the use of since and for plus duration. So if there is a use of since and for plus duration in the sentence, you have to use present perfect tense or past perfect tense. It's up to you to apply any type of, if you see since and for in the sentence and plus duration, you can use present perfect continuous tense or past perfect continuous tense. So Aslam sleep for 3 hours. There is a for and plus duration 3 hours. So now you have to use present perfect continuous tense or past perfect continuous tense. So it will become Aslam has been or had been sleeping for 3 years. You have to learn the nature, the crux of present perfect continuous tense and past perfect continuous tense. Otherwise you cannot work on these sentences. So what we do in present perfect continuous tense, we use has been or have been plus ing form, and if you talk about past perfect continuous tense, we use had been plus ing form, and then the use of since and for. So I hope that you have learned it. They play snooker since 2018. Now there is a word since and plus duration, so it requires either present perfect continuous or past perfect continuous tense. So it will become they have been or they had been and then ing form, playing snooker since 2018. So this is the explanation of rule number 8. I hope if when you see these two words since and for plus duration, you should jump into present perfect continuous tense or past perfect continuous tense. It's up to you. And present perfect continuous, we use has been and have been according to the subject. If it is singular, it will have has been. If it is plural, it will have been, and then ing form of the verb, main verb. And past perfect continuous tense, what we use, had been, only had been, and then ing form. So this is rule number 8. If you can move forward to the last rule, my dear student, look out the passive structure. This always can irritate you. For example, we have learned with is rm we have to use ing form, but there can be a passive structure as well. So the moment you see there is a word by and it is a preposition, the moment you see the preposition by, you have to use the passive structure, and passive structure demands third form of the verb. Always third form of the verbs in passive structure. What you need to do, you have to see the sentence, and if you find this word by in your sentence, you have to use third form of the verb for if you talk about it, main verb. Since we use is rm with ing, we use ing form with is rm, but this is passive structure by you. So In passive structure, we always use third form of the verb, so it will become repaired instead of repair in the correct form. So this is all 9 rules. I hope everything is clear to you. You can you can see it twice, thrice, it's up to you. It's you have a full access to it. You can listen to it many times, and I hope everything is clear to you. This question, my students, have 5 marks, and if you give you 100% attention for quite some time, it will be easy for you. It will be a piece of cake for you in exam, inshallah. So if we talk about the homework or assignment, this is the assignment. I have attached a worksheet with this lesson. It will be available in word form, but I have attached a screenshot of it over here. These are 32 sentences. From them I have taken the example in the previous slides as well, so you can take help from the slides and apply the rules over here. If you can apply the rules correctly on these 32 sentences, there will be nothing that can irritate you to attempt these questions. I hope that you like this presentation and you have no question left. If you have a question, go back to the slides, go back to the video, go back to the lesson again, this lesson. You will understand it again. Thank you so much. Have a good day.